Hey there, Brody from Off Grid Journeys. Man, do I have something cool that I want to show you today. A while back, I asked on my Instagram channel, which ladder do you prefer for the new Land Rover Defender 110? Now, there was two options that I showed. One was a ladder that went on the back, and it kind of hugged along the edge, and then it had this long arm and hooked onto the rail, or the OEM style ladder that mounts on the side, right where that white kind of piece is there on that back window, and hangs down, and then it folds down. The one on the back ran about $500. The OEM side mount, if you bought the OEM version, you're way more than that. I didn't even look to see how much it cost because it was crazy. But I found on Amazon an OEM dupe, so to speak, that from everybody that I've talked to about this, you can't tell the difference from OEM and not OEM. So that's the one I bought. It was under 200 bucks, and we're gonna install it. I'm gonna take it out. We'll show you a little bit of it. I'll show you how to install it. I'll show you every piece that comes with it. And then I'll give you how my actual results here of what I really think. So let's get into it. All right away, let's talk about how it's packaged. So, pretty cheap cardboard. Obviously, it's coming from China, so it doesn't come out really good, but a lot of foam in there to protect it. Inside, we've got the ladder, so it looks really good. It's pretty heavy. It's not awful, but it's definitely got some weight to it. So you can kind of see here. It does have some plastic on the outside here, but it's covering all this metal piece. Did come with a key. I'm not a huge fan of this aluminum look on the side, so I'll probably do something with that to fix that. No dents, nothing too crazy. So go ahead and lay that down. It came with this piece, which is just a plastic cover to cover the top where it mounts onto the roof rail. So that would be that piece right there, and it just kind of covers down on that. It did come with this black trim piece. So this trim actually replaces the one trim piece right there that's white on the Defender right now. So I've got to decide if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to drill holes. So to be determined. Came with like a little protection piece, a bit of weather stripping foam, and then mounting hardware. And nothing else, just more foam in the bottom. So let's get to work. All right, as far as hardware goes, let me show you everything that came with it in this hardware box. There is not a lot that mounts this. So reality is that you have two things that go up into the rails, and that's gonna be what these two guys are. So these slide down into the rails. Then from the top, all you have are these guys, and these guys will just screw down into that rail and hold the ladder from the top. Obviously there's washers and things, and then you have these two really big bolts that will actually go into the bottom part of the ladder and connect into the frame itself. So and then you have this one spacer. Not sure why there's only one, so hopefully one's enough. Oh, there's another one right there. So we got two of them. So my guess is that it's going to be something like so, to give that a little bit of movement. So, okay. All right, so let me give you a little bit of a close-up on the ladder itself. So let me flip this camera around, maybe, and give you like a heads up of what this looks like. So it's pretty solid, right? On this outside edge, like the OEM, is all plastic. You'll have this aluminum center. You do have a lock on this, so you can't deploy that ladder without unlocking it. It does come with the keys right up here at the top. I have not taken those off yet. All this center part is steel, so you can kind of get an idea of how heavy this thing really can be because of all that steel. So it's put together really, really well. And if I was a betting man, which I am, this probably, I mean, it seems like it's going to come out of the same factory as the OEM. I think you're going to have a hard time finding any differences between the two. So, all right, so one downside that I've already realized here is there is no instructions. So I'm going to have to kind of do this by how I think. But in doing so, I'm going to show you how to do it and give you an idea that if you want to spend $200 on a ladder, this is how you install it. So let's get to work on this thing. All right, so first things first, we've got to remove this trim piece right here, this white piece, because there's holes right here where those bolts can screw into. So I'm going to pop this off. You can do this by hand, but you got to be kind of careful. Things will pop off. There are brackets in here like that one that you can easily break that I just did. So you just got to be kind of go slow with it. It's not hard to pop off. I'm just going to take my time in here. I know that I broke the one bracket, so I'm going to try not to break any more, and if I do, I'm hoping that I can save them. All right, that's off. So you'll notice these two holes right here and here. Those are the pieces where we're going to screw. All you got to do is pop them like that, and we're good. Okay, so I did end up breaking one of these brackets that hold it on, but that's okay because this actually comes with new brackets in there. So I am going to put the black one on, even though that's not the same color trim that I have on the other side. I'm just really nervous about drilling into that trim for these holes. I just don't want, if I ever decide to take the ladder off, I want to be able to replace it. So I'm glad that this one comes with this piece of trim. It's black, but all of the holes line up. It's got all of these brackets in it for it. It's probably going to be the best option. So that's the one I'm going to use. All right, so I am going to leave the plastic on this while I install it. But really what I'm going to do is just kind of come up underneath and find those holes and give her a little pop in, and should be good to go. All right, so the next step is going to be putting these two brackets up in the roof rails. So let's come up here. You can see right here, there's a bracket where these just drop in and slide. So I'm really hoping that I can do this without having to remove or loosen my top or my roof rack. So I think that's the case, but we'll see. Next step though, definitely a two-person job, just because the ladder does weigh quite a bit. It'd be really hard for me to lift and hold it in place. So I'm gonna grab some help and we'll lift it, and then I'll be able to put the next thing in. All right, so first step is we've got one screw and a washer. These are gonna go up into the rail. I'm gonna hand these to my lovely assistant and wife, Heather. And then I'm gonna hold while she puts those in, and definitely a two-person job. So, find those spots. The ones that go that way. All right, so you can see we've got the ladder up. Now we've got to put the bolts in the base. So the way it works is you've got the bolt, then you're going to do a washer, and then you're going to have a space right here between the ladder, and then you're going to have this washer. So the ladder's going to go here, and then you're going to have this spacer that'll go on here, and then the spacer will actually fit in the hole into that trim piece that we put on. And then this will tighten up, everything will lock down this way, and then this will keep the ladder away from the body work. So let's get this installed. Okay, so for the bottom bolts, 1/2 inch is what we're going to use with the ratchet. We're going to tighten that down almost all the way, and once we get it tightened down, then we're going to come back up on top, kind of square up the top, tighten those down, and then we'll button it all up. So let's get that one done. All right, so you can see where the screws on the top go in. Like I said, we just had these hand tightened. It does come with one of these tools here that you can just kind of grab. This is what makes it to where I did not have to take off the roof rack. So that is a very good plus, because I really didn't want to have to take it off. So getting it kind of as square as I can get it, and then I'm just tightening these guys down. You don't want to over tighten these though. That could be a big problem if you do. So you just want to get them pretty snug. And I think we're there. All right. We've got it all in. So we're in. It's tight, it's on there. And it just goes in and locks into place. I honestly don't mind this silver piece as much as what I thought. One of the things that does kind of bug me is the off center of the Land Rover logo in there, but I can get over that. So there are a couple other things that I need to do. I need to, one, figure out where the trim piece goes. Actually, we need to put the trim piece in, but there's another piece that comes in down here to hide those bolts, and then a little bit of weather stripping to get everything to lock back into place. So let's do that next. All right, so this is the trim piece that I was talking about. It goes right up here to cover this section. and it looks like it just pops into these holes there, which seems pretty simple. You just want to come back and start at this back edge because they gotta line up down here, right in here, and then you've got this clip and this clip here at the top. One will go into this and the other one will go into that. All right, so we're gonna try to get this in. So we're just gonna start off at the bottom. Actually, I gotta come up here. Start off at the bottom, all the way down in this piece down here. So we're gonna get that lined up and pushed down. And then you just kind of have to work in each side until you can get them to pop. And then once they're there, give it a little pound. That one's in, that one's in, and that one's in. Perfect. Now we got that all covered. Awesome. All right, one more thing that we got to do here is we've got this piece that needs to get put right here to hide the bolts. So I'm going to start this off on one side where I just peel this backing a little bit on this one side, and I'm going to kind of reveal that one side, but I'm not going to let it touch. And then everywhere else I'm going to lay it down and then slide it off so it's on that side just right, and then we will peel the rest as we go, and it should line up perfectly. Nice. Just like that. And we just want to make sure it's all nice and sealed all the way around. All right, the last thing that I've got to do is I have this piece of weather stripping. And I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea where it goes. So I'm kind of thinking that it goes here. So if you close the ladder like this and you put them together, it makes it so these don't touch. That's what I'm gonna go with. There's just enough basically to roll through there like that on both sides. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I put the weather stripping only on one side just to see. And what you'll notice is on this side, it's actually pretty flush right here, which is what you want. This side, that weather stripping made it really stick out, and it also made it a little more loose because it really only grabs on that one side. So I don't think it goes there, so I'm gonna take that off. All right, we've got it installed. That last piece of weather stripping, honestly, I don't really know where it goes, so I just left it off. I'm gonna do some more research and see if I can figure it out. If I do, I'll come back and update the comments or the description below. But for now, let me show you how it looks and how it works. So we've got the key. If you wanna lock it, turn it to the right, obviously, left unlocks it. Got a little flip. The whole thing will slide out, and then this top part will slide down. Couple things that I'm kind of noticing, whether I like this or not. The OEM one is the same as far as I can tell, is that up here at the top, the way it grabs right here is it's got this little U-clip that it will like clip down and grab. It's only on this right-hand side, not on this left. So when you do fold it up, one, you first want to put the lower part up first, and then you can slide that second piece up. These pieces right here, as it goes up, actually have hooks that come up and lock into this. So right here, as I raise, you can see these lock pieces pop out, and that's how this front part of the ladder will actually hook in. But when you come up and you lock it into place, this side is really tight, like it's not loose. This side, though, has a lot of play. So the OEM ones are exactly the same as far as I can tell, I've done a lot of looking around to see if I can figure out if that's something that's different, but from what I can see, it's not. One other thing that I noticed, that in the beginning of the video, I said that there was no instructions. These QR codes that are on these, there's a QR code, let me lift this up just a little bit so you can see on the bottom right here, that will actually give you a PDF that you can download and give you the instructions. It's really, really simple though. I'm gonna link that PDF below so you'll have it. I'm also gonna link to this product on Amazon in the descriptions below. So if you are looking for a ladder for your new Land Rover Defender, honestly, I think this is a really good buy at $187, I think is what it was, 190, right around in there, but under $200 delivered, and I got it in about 4 or 5 days. Install time, probably about 20 minutes, to be honest, if you have some help. If you do decide to use this trim bracket instead of drill holes, that saved a ton of time. It is a little funky though because my other side is white, so I'm gonna be the only one that notices that. You'll also notice too that it comes from white to black, and then over here it's also white, so it's a little different. All in all though, I think it's a steady ladder and worth the under $200 price tag. Let me know if you have questions in the description or in the comments below. I'll come back and give you a review later on once I've used it some more, but I've stood on it. It's pretty dang sturdy. It gets me up to the top really easy, and the best part is I did not have to remove my roof rack for it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, you want to see more Defender videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and each new install I'll have coming your way. Thanks a lot. See you next time.